It's a rainy PBA Sunday, and though it may be gloomy outside, it is bright and sunny inside the Big Dome, as two teams which have equally important objectives will be battling each other in our second game. Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the 2010 PBA Fiesta Conference. Chicky Ray is here at courtside, but before we start our exciting second game between the B-Meg Derby Ace Llamados and the Barako Coffee Masters, we'd like to show you what's been happening around the league, specifically Talk and Text's program, wherein they went to different barangays in search for the best young Pinoy basketball player.
MVP ng Bayan is a new program of the Talk and Text, no? It's a brand. It's our way of reaching out to Filipino basketball players nationwide. It's really a search to give these young players the chance to be discovered. And of course, the winner, the MVP today, will be given 100,000 pesos worth of scholarship.
For me, magandang project kasi marami tayong mga players, especially outside Manila, na di basta-basta na kapunta rito para mag-try out. Nabibigyan sila ng chance. Kami yung namimili, dalawa bale every province. Sa akin, lahat sila winner eh. Kaya lang, unfortunately, dalawa lang kailangan. So, huwag kayo mawala ng pag-asa. That means, dagdagan mo pa yung effort.
It's a great idea. I think that it's a beginning, and then the next year maybe there will be more candidates and there will be more good players. But you can see here that the guys have a talent, and some of them can be really good players.
Lahat nagsisimula sa ibaba. Kaya kami, ang Talk and Text brand, ay pumupunta sa mga barangay, naghahanap ng mga batang player na gustong umasenso sa laro ng basketball.
Siyempre, masaya kasi hindi ko rin na-expect na makuha ko to. Napapasalamat ako kasi makakatulong na ako sa pamilya ko sa world installation dito tsaka sa mga barangay ko. Salamat talaga sa Talk and Text. Masasabi ko lang po, huwag kayong magbisyo, laro ng basketball tsaka practice na practice.
And there you have it, folks, the Talk and Text MVP ng Bayan program. Kaya kayo mga batang fans ng PBA, kung gusto rin yung gumaling sa basketball, huwag niyong kalilimutan yung mensaheng sinabi nung nanalo na palagi kayo magpa-practice at lalayo kayo sa bisyo. And speaking of batang fans ng PBA, we have here tonight 30 kids aged 3 to 18 years old from the House of a Refuge Orphanage who are here to enjoy the games tonight. Now, during the halftime break of the first game, PBA Commissioner Sunny Barrios and B-Meg scoring machine James Yap took turns in reading to our young PBA fans and sharing the importance and value of reading. Nagbabasa po sila sa mga bata. Storytelling po ang ginawa nila kanina. And after that, they both gave out goodie bags to our young guests na ikinatuwa po naman ng mga bata sapagkat tumantuwa silang nandito sila sa PBA. At pagkatapos po nun, sabi ni James Yap na iaalay niya yung game na yon para sa kanila. Every basket that he makes, he will offer to the kids. Now, second game will start soon, but before that, here's Miss Patricia Bermudez-Hizon to walk us through the team standings and the things at stake in our second game.
Thanks a lot, Chicky. Well, the tip-off for this particular game is just around the corner. We all know that this is the final game in the elimination round between the Derby Ace Llamados and the Barako Coffee Masters, and so much is on the line. Now, the team standings will explain to you why. We all know that Talk and Text already secured their automatic semifinal seat, so there's one more automatic semi ticket up for grabs. Now, if the Llamados win tonight, they tie with San Miguel's 13 wins, and these two teams will have to slug it out on Friday for the second spot. Now, loser of that showdown will set title for the quarters. Now, Alaska already got their automatic quarterfinal slot, but the third ticket will be for either Barangay Ginebra or Rain or Shine, and there's also a playoffs for that for the quarterfinals automatic. Now, at the bottom of the standings, Air 21 is ahead of Barakos, and now if the Coffee Masters win tonight, they too will have a playoff for the last seed in the wild card round. Now, should they lose tonight, it is the end of the road. So again, going back to the situation of this game, should the Llamados win, what's at stake for them is at least a playoff for that automatic semis ticket. If the Barakos lose, well, that's it for them. So this is for survival.
Two teams on a mission. B-Meg Derby Ace trying to make it to the semis outright.
James, yep, cross over all the way for two.
Barako Energy Coffee fighting to live another day.
And now Monroe. Oh! And you see his move right down the middle.
Make or break game. Too close to call.
There's only room for one more team in that non-stop express train to the semifinals of the 2010 PBA Fiesta Conference. And while the San Miguel Beermen have one foot in the door, the B-Meg Derby Ace Llamados are here tonight to stake their claim on the number 2 spot. And they're taking on the Barako Energy Coffee Masters, who are playing for nothing less than the right to fight another day. Basketball addicts of the Philippines, hello and welcome to PBA Sunday here on Solar TV. Vito Lazatin here along with the hardest working man in sports today. Mr. Jason Webb. Jason, we've got two mindsets here for both of these teams. You've got B-Meg Derby Ace, where the worst thing that could happen is they'll be in the quarterfinals. You have Barako Energy Coffee, on the other hand. If they lose, that's the end of their season. Would you say that Barako Energy Coffee might be a little more motivated today?
I don't think so. I think for both teams, the motivation is about the same. Obviously, for Barako Energy Coffee, if they don't win, they're out. But if you're B-Meg Derby Ace, you're also thinking, if I don't win this game, I have to go through the quarterfinals where anything can happen. And generally, teams that make the semifinals have such a bigger opportunity to make it to the finals.
Well, the B-Meg Derby Ace Llamados are bringing some momentum into this game after a scintillating win over Barangay Ginebra last Wednesday, winning 101-83, where their import Cliff Brown proved to be the better of the Browns that night. Against Denham Brown, a double-double performance for him, and he seems just like the perfect fit for this team.
But for a while there, they weren't really even sure if they were going to keep him because his game was starting to go south. But then in that game against Barangay Ginebra, you might say one of his best efforts in terms of efficiency. You saw it right there, 12 of 19 from the field. Lots of rebounds, which they really want. He had 16 rebounds, and then he was a presence at the post.
Also emerging from that win over Barangay Ginebra last Wednesday were some wonderful blue collar performances by KG Canaleta and Mark Fingris. How important are their roles going to be as they head into either the quarters or the semifinals?
I think with KG, he has taken up the role as their best scorer coming out of the bench, and he has proven that this conference. In that game, he was 3 out of 3 from three-point range. They need that lift coming from KG when he gets into the court offensively. Now for Mark Fingris, when he gets on the court, he's the guy that is a catalyst defensively. He's their best rebounder, at least at that side. And these two guys, they're integral for their team to be able to lean on the heroics of James Yap and maybe Kirby Raimundo when he comes back. And they're the guys that put it all together.
KG Canaleta scoring all of his 11 points in the second half, ably backing up James Yap in scoring. Now over to the Barako Energy Coffee side. They're coming off a painful loss against the #1 team in the league, the Talk and Text Drummond Texters, losing 112-101 also last Wednesday. On a night when their import was virtually a non-factor, we did see some pretty remarkable performances from their locals.
Well, it was a tough loss for them. Of course, the Talk and Text Drummond Texters, they've been playing so well, and they've continued to play well in that game. But Leon Nahorda and Rob Wainwright were able to really give them a lift offensively, especially from the three-point range. Leon Nahorda, very solid 19 points, and Rob Wainwright having 14 in that game.
Well, safe to say that the Barako Energy Coffee Masters have zero margin for error in this matchup tonight. And one thing that they can't afford a loss, and they can't afford another off night from Sammy Monroe.
But in that game, Vita, it just seemed that he didn't have his usual aggressiveness. Only had 11 points, and only had 4 rebounds. Both were personal conference lows, and he only had 15 attempts. And out of those 15 attempts, 7 were 3-point shots. What that meant was he was being pushed out by the defense of Talk and Text. And of course, Barako Energy Coffee hoping that